Philosophers have been making arguments for the existence of God probably since the origin of humans being able to speak, or at least the origin of language. Arguments date all the way back to Aristotle and of course go through to medieval thinkers like Aquinas, Augustine, Al-Ghazali, and have continued to modern philosophers like William Lane Craig and Ed Feser and Alvin Plantinga. Popular.
Did you know?
I haven't heard of any of those last three.
Okay, the last three, but you knew the medieval and the ancient philosophers.
Yeah, one of the guys you just brought up was named. I didn't know the it sounded like
Aristotle.
The Arabic one.
Oh, I didn't know the Arabic one either.
I should, but no.
You know, why should you?
I mean, it's,
you weren't raised in a Muslim tradition.
I will be going to a Muslim country here.
Is that right?
Next month, yeah, for my vacation.
Okay, Oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah, you gonna guess?
I'm gonna guess. So
okay.
my favorite Muslim country would be Egypt.
Because of the pyramids?
Yeah, pretty much for the pyramids. But it's not Egypt, is it?
It's not Egypt, no.
Because I typically wouldn't describe Egypt as a Muslim country. I know it is, but like Egypt's culture goes far further back than Islam, so it's hard to describe Egypt simply as an Islamic country. There's much more to Egypt.
Automatically think of it that way. Just kind of like Indonesia is like majority Muslim, but you don't think of it as like a Muslim country.
Shit, that was my next guess.
It's not Indonesia.
Is it Azerbaijan?
No, they're kind of in an active conflict.
I was about to say they're about to like be a war going on there. Like I don't know if you want to go there either. But I remember years back you told me how much you want to go to Azerbaijan.
That was one of the first countries I did, and I'd consider it now, but because of the war thing, and probably not best.
Okay, you gonna give me a hint?
It does start with an A, just like Azerbaijan.
Yes, I know how to spell. It starts with an A. Okay, so that narrows it down. Sure. Oh, go ahead. No, the first thing that came to my mind was Armenia, but that's a Christian country.
Yeah. Who's
Algeria?
That's it.
Oh wow, what's in Algeria?
Yeah. I'm trying to find out.
Big fucking rave.
I wish.
No.
I kind of picked it because it's like one of the top non-touristy destinations, but still like a semi-safe country.
So it's one of the safer non-tourist countries.
Like they don't like cater to tourists, and I kind of want to get like out of my comfort zone, but it's like not in an active war, and the country's pretty stable. So,
I was listening to a debate recently with between a British person and an Indian woman, and they were talking about how like just in general white people get treated good everywhere they go. And I don't think that's because of any sort of cultural bias. I think it's just because there's a strong belief that white people equals money. So you're going to be nice to the person who might have money. And that's what I've gotten from Latin America is like, that's a stereotype that Latin Americans have of gringos is that we all have like a lot of money.
Okay. That might be what.
Yes. My wife just said yes.
Oh, very true. Okay.
Yeah. So Algeria, huh?
Yeah, I'll definitely be standing out. I happen to pick the time of the year where it's Ramadan too, so
fine dining. All the restaurants are going to be open.
They're going to be exactly.
There's no line or no waiting.
You can go to the rest, some of them that are open, but you have to go after sunset, or you have to eat behind like a curtain or something.
Oh, okay. Wait, they can't see you eat at Ramadan? It's that much?
Oh, well, it's considered like disrespectful to like eat in front of people while they're fasting. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, so I'm excited and nervous and practicing my French a lot because
French is the most spoken language there.
Yeah, it was actually part of France proper. For those that don't know, it was actually a state in France.
Right, back during the colonial days.
Yeah,
and the carving out of Africa.
That's right, before the 1960 revolution. So, yeah.
Okay, let's continue on with Sewer. By the way, Sewer, I would gladly host you on our channel, but you gotta change your name. That's not a good name for anyone who wants to talk philosophy or any sort of theology or anything like that. Just like anything, Matt, Raiju. You just put out the word sewer, and what do you think of? Sewers.
He's too clean looking to be I would expect a more disheveled looking guy that was called the sewer.
You're right. It's not a good matchup. But you know what? Who are we to judge? This guy has 200 subscribers. We've been on YouTube for 6 years, and we're up to 27. Well, down from 29, up to 27.
We're working our way back up.
Right.
Other arguments you've probably heard are the first mover argument, the first cause argument, the fine-tuning argument, the intelligent design argument, maybe the argument from religious experience. And if you're like, whoa, I have never heard of any of those, that sounds really confusing.
I mentioned the first cause argument.
Not that one. I've heard of the intelligent design.
Mm-hmm.
Growing
Have
up
you
in
ever heard the
church.
monkeys in a wristwatch? Or not the monkeys in a wristwatch. A shoebox and a wristwatch?
No.
The argument is, this is Alfred Wallace. He was an evolutionary biologist, kind of akin to Charles Darwin back in the 19th century. But he was, as opposed to Darwin, who believed that evolution doesn't need a god, Alfred Wallace was a biologist who said, no, evolution is the process, but it needs a god. And his argument was like the human central nervous system. The human central nervous system is a very, very complex system, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. It's more complex than a wristwatch.
Probably. I don't know. Some of those wristwatches are pretty complex.
Anyways, he said if you put all the components of a wristwatch in a shoebox, all the different gears, all the different parts, and then you shake that box for 1,000,000 years, would it ever equate to a wristwatch? Would it ever have the magical shake where it forms into the wristwatch?
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's not made of organic compounds, so.
Also, the human central nervous system is because it's made of organic compounds, they sort of create themselves in the right pattern. I don't know. I'm not trying to argue I'm not trying to argue for or not the existence of God. I'm very agnostic about the existence of God. I'm simply trying to paraphrase and summarize Alfred Wallace's argument as best I can.
Yeah. I see what he's saying or what he's arguing. Yeah. Especially back when, was he a 19th century biologist or?
Same basic time period as Charles Darwin.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
You probably have, you just didn't know the name, and you probably saw them on TikTok or YouTube from one of these guys who were just repeating those arguments without properly citing their sources.
You familiar with any of those guys?
No.
Okay, we're really going into this sort of thing like, you know these people, you just don't know their names.
These were the philosophers I think he showed just like 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, I think these are just like TikTok and YouTube famous. So I recognize this guy. I've seen him in modern day debate.
The guy on the right or the left?
Oh, you're right. You're not seeing my mouse cursor. The guy on the left in the blue shirt.
Okay.
So, but yeah, he's basically just a Christian debater. Debates the existence of God with atheists and non-religious people.
Okay.
So, he's popped up in my YouTube feed.
Yeah, the guy on the right looks more like like a ex-WWE wrestler.
Okay, that's a pretty decent compliment, I suppose.
Yeah,
he looks
like he's build and like it's been a while, but
it's been a while, but you could tell this guy used to do pile drivers on people.
Yeah, now he's doing pile drivers on
he's doing pile drivers for the Lord. That's right. Okay, so we're gonna go with it.